Alright, we're going to do this one really fast. Google Plus is dead. I'm really kind of sad about that, and angry. And I'm a little more emotional than I thought I would be. And I have some thoughts about why. So, I was an early adopter of Google Plus. I got on first round of beta really early. And over time, because of the lack of immediate attention and the ability to actually have conversations without people screaming everything you say on the front page of USA Today or Washington Post, the ability to control your contacts and not be inundated with spam, the ability to have circles, meet new people, curate your circles, know who you're talking to, it developed really well. I got into some of the communities and I didn't get into others. I found that a lot of communities were very spammy and lost patience with them. But I had a core social group, which was actually several hundred people, and that was really, really broadening for me and really fun for me. I tend to be very politically activist, opinionated, harsh. I tend to go into rant mode a lot, and I say things, and I'm not really into the academic debate all the time. But I'm willing to do my research and engage in academic debate when the topic warrants. I had a lot of fun. I think that the development of the social circles, multiple overlapping and interlocked circles, was really beneficial for a lot of us. And I don't know how you can duplicate that. It's an organic process, and I don't see how it's going to happen on another platform. So we have options right now. I'm on MeWe, I'm on Yumi.social, I am on Pluspora Pod, and I am here on YouTube as 23 Degrees. I'm also on Minds.com as 23 Degrees. So it's kind of sad that this is the official launch of my 23 Degrees channel. I have 7 or 8 canned videos on topics about redlining and castle construction and being a heathen heretic and shamanism, but this is the first one I'm putting up because this is Death Day for Google Plus. And Google Plus has actually occupied a lot of my time and my brain horsepower and my attention for a long time. I've done a lot of thinking, a lot of growing, a lot of conversing. It's been a really good platform for me spiritually, philosophically, and socially. And I don't think I could duplicate that on those. MeWe's possible. I don't like the interface. I don't like the feel of it as much. But it's possible that as I get more followers and I follow more people, I get more conversations, it'll help. I have friends who won't get on MeWe for various reasons, and that's going to hurt. Pluspora isn't going to work. They're European based, and I'm going to get really harsh on Europe for a minute. But they're European, they don't have free speech. They have a whole lot of conversations going on right now about hate speech policies. And you have people in those hate speech policy conversations trying to claim that a global warming denier is automatically a troll and automatically a hate speech person, whatever that means, and you got to get rid of them. Just ban them outright. I really don't like that level of censorship. I don't like that idea of ideological censorship. It doesn't matter whether I have an opinion on global warming. I'll tell you about that in another video. It's whether or not I'm allowed to share my opinion, whether or not I'm allowed to argue about the facts that I have, or the facts that you have, or the facts that I deny you have. It's important to know, see, and unpolarize to a certain extent. Yumi.social is based in Greece, and it's pretty much a benevolent dictatorship, except it's not so benevolent. The owner of the site has some very odd ideas about what is acceptable and what is not acceptable, and he invades privacy just maliciously. I mean, not maliciously, arbitrarily. He will go and get in people's private conversations and just step in and start talking about stuff that he has an opinion on, or the website, and it's a little uncomfortable. He's not running the site, he's running the conversations. And that's a little uncomfortable, but he's also in Greece. And Pluspora is part of a diaspora federation idea of social media where everyone can set up their own server and have their own group, and then in that group you can connect to other groups. It doesn't really work. It really doesn't. It's not so simple as build your own and everyone will come. It doesn't work that way. Mastodon didn't work very well for that either. Mastodon has its own glories and issues, but I'm not even going to try. So the federation doesn't work so much. Pluspora basically is Pluspora. It uses diaspora software, but it is Pluspora. You're not connected to other worlds without a lot of effort and a lot of weird back and forth. But Pluspora is also run out of Europe, as is Yumi Social, and that means that they have definitions of hate speech. They have laws. They have the ability to actually have their site shut down by governments because someone doesn't like Muslims. However, Yumi has anti-theist strike group jihads, not joking, communities whose intention is to go out and harass people who have religious views. And Pluspora has actual advocating violence Antifa members running around poking their noses in other people's posts and advocating violence. Actual violence against individuals. Yeah, it's Tucker Carlson or it's Donald Trump, but this is not. This is acceptable, but talking about global warming or having a friend who's an anti-vaxxer is not acceptable. Okay? I'm a homeschooler. I am into certain types of alternative medicine. It's based on science, but I have friends who are anti-vaxxers. Okay? Most of them are not autism anti-vaxxers. They are contaminant and toxin anti-vaxxers. And if you don't know the difference, then you need to know the difference before you start calling people anti-vaxxers. And I talk to people, and I'm not allowed to be friends with my friends. And that's something that bugs me about the Yumi and the Pluspora ideology. There's an ideology in there that the progressive elite free thinkers of tomorrow are going to lead us all into the future. And they have communities and groups for that and plans, and I don't like it. Everyone should be free to go speak, but I don't like it when the censorship is very one-sided. Minds.com has a lot of interesting features and could grow magnificently. It could take on BitChute at some point as an alternative to YouTube. I don't know how it's going to go. But for basic social media, MeWe seems to be where I'm going to end up doing a lot of stuff. I'm going to post across everything. I'm going to try to get a piece of software built or together or customized or purchased to do this. And I'm going to try to maintain myself out there in the social sphere. But I think we've lost something really significant with Google+. A lot of what I wrote about on Google+ was things that I would consider to be 23 degrees sideways. It's not sideways in a matter that you can just easily look at and measure. Like 90 degrees, you can see it. You can see the world is backwards if it's 180 degrees off. 23 degrees is where everything is just a little bit weird and sideways. 23 is also a magic number. Everyone knows that. So, hail Eris, all hail hail Eris, all hail Discordia. You're going to see all these bloopers because I'm just not editing this one. And that's what this channel is going to be about. I'm going to try to focus on looking at stuff like red lines, like why don't banks in rural areas that are depressed have coin counters? It's a really weird one, right? Why is it so hard to pay a $400 bill? You know, why do firearms regulations always adversely impact the poor, the colored minorities, people of color, whatever the word is, black people, brown people? Why are things always a little off? Why is product design so bad? You know, there's things that just one little tweak would make everything better. And I'd like to get into that in this channel. And so this is where I'm going to be for the fun stuff. If you can't handle some odd Northern Eurasian prehistoric shamanism, probably not for you. I'll put warnings up on the videos if I'm going to get into really weird topics like that, because I do have some friends who are, well, Orthodox Jews, charismatic Christians, strict Christians, and I need to warn them about what the content of a video is going to be. So if I'm going to use bad words, you'll have to deal with it. If I'm going to use bad topics that you don't really need to listen to, that's okay, I'll warn you. In the meantime, you know, it's sad. Have a drink for Google+, okay? See you later.